That's good then.
Yeah. All right, so let's run this back, right?
Let's do
We
it
did
again.
this once, and it for whatever reason my old self couldn't get the technology right. So
I
whatever.
didn't say that. You're saying that. I didn't say that.
No, you said that. um, so yeah, thank you for redoing this. I appreciate
Okay.
it,
So
and super valuable for anyone who's listened to this who's overseas. So yeah, Nacho, tell me what the company that you work for is and what it does in general, and then we can jump into some specific questions too.
So the company is called College Sport of America. It's a company that was founded in the United States in California, and then it started opening different franchises all over the world. I mean, offices all over the world, like South
Mhm.
America, Central America, Europe. Pretty much, what we do is we are the bridge that connects the athlete with the universities in the United States. We work with different sports. Of course, it depends really like the country, like that we work like according to the amount of kids that we're going to be sending off some specific sport. Let's say, for example, in Argentina, we don't really play baseball a lot or softball or those kind of sports. So we don't really send kids like from baseball stuff. We mostly like work on soccer.
Mhm.
And so yeah, that's pretty much what we do. We like connect all the athletes, like especially soccer, with the
Mhm.
university in the United States, and we like help them with the process of finding schools, like scholarships, all the admission process,
Mhm.
visas, like all the process until like that involves getting the kid to the United States.
Mhm.
Um, we work with the men's and the women's side, both sides. The women's side is expanding a lot in Argentina, like the soccer. It became pro like 3 or 4 years ago, I think, and it's expanded a lot. Like the level became really good, but mostly we work with guys. And yeah, like Argentina has a really good soccer level, and yeah, that we help them off with the process until they get to the school.
Right. So, what's your process to like develop relationships with colleges, and how are you making those connections for kids? How are you choosing which school is the best fit for kids too?
I mean, something like the process of how we work is so once we have the kid profile, we put it on a software that is like a specific like it's a software for with like from the company, and with that software we like we send it to all the universities that are affiliated to the company that are like a lot. Then we start receiving offers from the kid, like from the schools that are going to have the
Mhm.
kid, the specific scholarships that they're willing to give, and yeah, and then like we show them like in real time, like every time that there's like an interest or an offer or something that like for like the kid, and we tell, hey, like you got like the interest of this school, hey, you got the interest of this school. Then with all those offers or like with all those interests, I sit down with the kid and his family, and like we like, I mean, it's kind of like my part of the job, like analyze all of them, like each specific school, like in terms of like location, number of students, league that they play, like rank, coaching stuff, like do like a whole like kind of PowerPoint presentation of each of them, and
Mhm.
then the kid pretty much with his family or her family, like they decide, like tell me, yes, this one we have the interest, this one no, this one we do, this one no. So with all the one that they have interest, we set up a call with the coaching stuff, and yeah, that will like after we set up the call with the coaching stuff, then it's up to the family. Of course, we give them our advice and what we think is the best for them, but they decide like which schools they want to go.
Right. And so, like, what is kind of the priority? How are you prioritizing, you know, sport, academics, location, social? Like, how are the kids?
It's
Are you helping them
so
with that, or is that up to them?
so. Uh, it really depends. It really depends on the person. Like we work in a very personalized way. So like it really depends on the person. Some persons prioritize more the level that they're going to be playing. Some
Hmm.
other persons prioritize more the scholarship that they're getting. Of course, I'm talking about like South America in a specific. Like it's not like a super wealthy uh, region. So like sometimes like they decide, yeah, I know maybe school's not the best, but it's the one that they're giving the best scholarship. So like I would go there first. The good thing about the company is that our services last for all the years that they're going to be in college. So for any like for anything that they need, like could be transfer, it could be talking us with the coaching staff, could be help them with like any whatever, like could be for whatever. So we have a lot of kids that start like I don't know, like in a junior college, and they transfer to Division One. We have now like is going to a Division One school. We have plenty of those kids. Like they start in one place for any specific reason, and then they maybe could be English, could be for any reason, and then after that, like they transfer to like a better institution that gives them the scholarship that they look and the level that, and the competition that they're looking for. You know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So is there a certain division that you're finding that kids typically from other countries are kind of getting into, or is it all pretty diverse across the divisions?
So we try and to work with some specific like players profile like that
Mhm.
we know that they play like in a good division and we know that they're like uh, they can play. We work with some kids that like maybe are looking for like 20 years as well, but mostly we work with like high profile players. And yeah, and like usually they go to either Division One, Division Two, NAAs, or maybe like for some specific reason, maybe level of English or
Mhm.
very like low budget, like or no budget at all. Like maybe they start like in a junior college and then they transfer to a Division One or Division Two
Mhm.
or on NAA. So like, but yeah, mostly we work with those leagues. We do work with some D3 schools as well that are we know the programs pretty well, like and they like, and it's a good place maybe like for some kids, but mostly we work with those.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So as I've like had more and more conversations, I've talked to some coaches who they'll bring in internationals, and then if they don't work out, then they kind of part ways with them. So it's good to know that you keep working with kids, student athletes as they're progressing through their careers, because the transfer world is such a huge part of college sports now that you know
And that's
yeah, go
something
ahead.
that we tell them before. They don't. I mean, in Argentina, it's like a different. I'm saying Argentina, like South America. I'm saying Argentina always because I put myself like as an
Yeah,
example of like the process that I lived. But like in general, South America, Central America, Europe, have more like a mentality of like going to a place and stay there. We'll see like going to a place, then going to somewhere else, or like something like that. We like
yeah,
in our mentality is not really that. But yeah, I tell them all the time like, hey, like this is like a point to start. Doesn't mean that you're gonna finish here. It's just like you're gonna start. You're
mm,
gonna start here, and maybe you stay here throughout the years. Maybe like you want more competition. Maybe whatever. Like yeah, could be any
right,
risk. Like there's a chance of him like or her wanting to transfer, and we're gonna be there for you to help you in that process of transfer. Maybe he or she don't like the school, or could be like a thousand reasons. Like of
yeah,
education. That maybe they are not happy with education. They're not happy with the team. They're not happy with the coaching staff. Like being an athlete
yeah,
involves a lot of parts, not just like not just the school, like also like the soccer part, like in a specific of like the coaches and
mhm,
stuff like that. So like it's also like the system that they play, or like it could be like there are like a thousand different like factors that could like determine like a kid wanting to transfer. Uh, we want to make sure that they know that they can count on us, of course, during the process, but uh, after they're there, like while the moment that they're there, they can count on us to transfer as well.
right. So let's just say that I'm from uh, Uruguay, and
You're looking but let's
the
put.
I don't I don't know. I feel like Forlan, you know. um, no, but like my English isn't great, and but I'm a decent student, and I'm a good player, good strong center back or whatever, and like but my English is an issue at this point. So how do you work with that to find spots for that profile, so to speak?
Okay, so mainly what we do as soon as the kids start, we do like like a test like to orient us like the level of the kid's English, like the English level of the kid. So that with
Mm-hmm.
that score, then we're like, okay, like do we need to work or he or she are gonna be good for the Duolingo or TOEFL that they need to take. Um, if the English is not good enough, we'll like help them with the preparation, like you take the TOEFL or Duolingo. If it's still the English is not good enough, there are like plenty of schools that accept you with no English or even like with a really low score. Like
Mm-hmm.
mainly there are like junior colleges that work with it, like this system that they accept you with pretty much like very very low like English scores.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's why I also believe that it's for the people that don't speak English really well, like maybe like a junior college would be like a great sport to start, like great spot to start because
Mm-hmm.
classes are a little bit easier. Like they don't require a lot of things for admissions. Like it's a like like once they're insert like in the university and they get like the routine of like the university and of like during the season, after the season, everything, then like they want to transfer, they want to do something else. Like the English is not really a problem, to be honest. Like we always find solutions to
Yeah.
either through a preparation, like a hard preparation, or it could be just like by okay, let's start
Yeah.
here in college and then we transfer it somewhere else.
Yeah. So, as your experience, you grew up in Argentina. Um, what was your experience in finding a spot in the U.S.? Did you use a service or did you do it independently?
So I mean, I did use the service, but it was not the best, the one I used. So that's why I started working for CSA because I knew that there was it was a really really big organization, really really good the way of how they work, and their
Mm-hmm.
our philosophy match with the same life philosophy that I have. That is like looking in a long term for the kid and short but long term as well, and help them throughout the process and help them like with everything they need that they want they have.
Right.
Uh, like I arrived there with like a little bit uncertain, like I didn't know some stuff that I would have liked to know. And that's the main thing that we do, and like for me, it's like a priority. Like try to tell them. Okay, sometimes it can be massive information, but I would rather have him all the information in the table and like then pick with that information than like omit information. I don't like that. That's not the way of how we operate. That's not the way of how I operate as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just tell them, hey, this is how it works. This is the leagues. This is like how it's gonna be. Like this is how the semester divided. Like so, like the kid arrives with like all the information possible. Of course, he or she find out more stuff. Like each school is like a yeah they're like an own world. Like like they have different ways of process stuff, do stuff. But like I like to like the person to arrive and know where they are, know how it works, like know kind of everything, and we help them with pretty much everything. If they want to, for example, like internationals are allowed to work inside the campus. That's like legally, like F1 visa that we receive allows us to work inside the campus 20 hours per week. So we help them like, okay, this is what you have to do. This is where you have to apply. This is like in order to like get a job. This is what you have to do in order to get a social security number. This is what you have to do in order to get a bank account. This is what you have to do to get a driver license. So like we are kind of like parents, like in the process of like everything. But yeah, we
Yeah.
love what we do, and I love what I do. It's like transmitting a little bit of my experience to the kids that are like that to make their life like as easy as possible and like and then like I want them to accomplish their dreams. That's what makes me the happy the
Yeah.
most.
Yeah. So what do you think is like the typical motivation for kids wanting to come to the US to go to college, to play soccer? What drives them in that direction?
It's a really good question. So after many years of like research that I did while I started working in the company, well, like before going there, I found that the only system that like allow you to like pursue a soccer career and an academic career is in the United States. That are like both in the same place and like they are both connected. To go, for example, we also work with some universities in Spain, like and around the world as well. But like the difficult way or the difficult part is like to combine both. Like when I was in Argentina, for example, I was training like the first team, and it was impossible like to match classes with like games, with like trainings, with like all that part. It was really hard.
Mhm.
But I don't know, if I had to travel like in the middle of the week and I had a game and I had to miss class or I had to miss a test or I had to miss something, they're like the professor is like, I'm sorry, like it's not like nothing that we can do. And I was playing at a really good level. So like imagine if you actually play like in a low level. So like that what drove me and like motivated me to say, hey, like and I also feel like in the United States they really like help the athlete, like really want the athlete to keep doing their sports. Like I feel like sometimes in other countries they are like you have to choose either one or the other one. They are not helping you to like actually like develop yourself like in a double way. Like they are
Mhm.
forced to stop doing one, and that's what I love about the American system. The fact that you guys and the fact of giving them scholarships means like so much for. It's like an investment, of course, that the university is doing. Like it's kind of like giving them like a so many years of a lot of dedication, hard work, discipline. Of like, okay, this is what like your reward. Like so many years. Okay, this is your scholarship, and can be 100%, can be 90%, can be 85%, whatever. But like this is all your years of like that you gave to the sport of discipline. This is your reward. And yeah, I feel like that system is unique in the world.
Now, once a kid goes, I say a kid, but I mean they're adults by then. It's just it kind of just helps. I don't know why I keep using that word, but once they're done with college and they're graduate hopefully and they're done with their career, you know, what's the path to stay in the United States to work, or do a lot of student athletes go back to their countries? What are the paths that are available to them
So after you
other than going professional?
yeah, like I mean, could be, yeah.
Yeah.
So after you finish your college career, either you go pro, could be a way, like you go pro
Mhm.
over, could go pro in the United States, could go pro in the CPL, like like could go
Mhm.
pro countries like in Europe, Australia, like now the markets are like crazy and like and like there are scouters from all over the world watching the
Mhm.
United States in college. Like that kid from Syracuse was bought for Leicester City, like straight from Syracuse, go to Leicester City, and like then they took him along to the Belgium
Yeah.
league. So that that is telling us like how many scouters are watching like the college soccer. So like becoming a pro is like is a really big chances. If not, they have the opportunity to do it's called OPT, which allow you to stay in the United States in something that you like is related to major, and the numbers of OPT is determined by like what you studied. If it's something related, it's around 3 years. If it's something more related to business and stuff like that, it's like 1 or 2 years. I would say one more, and that's after that. Then you do the OPT. After the OPT, you have that. Then is either the company that that you were working for. If you worked really well and that you deserve it, they're gonna sponsor you and they're gonna give you a work visa. If not, then like like you have to look for a job like in another part. The good thing is like in the United States, degree opens you the door to like the world, because the universities are very prestige. Like multinational companies like are looking for people like this, like people that left their houses, went to another country, had an experience, speaks another language. Those things, play sports because like playing sport gives you that like work in teams and work ethics and like discipline and all that, and that's like the kind of like profile that companies are looking. So yeah, like our kids like like that graduated, if they didn't go pro, they're like working for like Nike or like companies like really good organizations that around the
Mhm.
world. So uh, yeah, it could go anywhere, you know. My
Yeah.
best friend, he didn't go with the company, but my best friend is working now for Cartier in Switzerland, you know. He's an Italian guy. So you with a degree from the United States, you can go wherever like to work, to be honest.
Cool. Let's get into your story. So start off in Argentina. Tell us about what it's like playing youth soccer there, and there's a few famous players that have come from there. So it's a pretty prestigious development system there. So tell us what's going on down there in Argentina.
Yeah, so I mean, as you know, like soccer is like the number one thing for everyone. It's like people just live soccer, like breathe soccer. It's like soccer is life, you know. Like you see, like once you land in Argentina, like I don't know if you ever had the chance to go. If not, like
Mm.
you're invited, we can go together. It's like you're gonna see like soccer everywhere, you know, in the street, in the walls, like paints, like people play, like, in the street soccer, parks. It's like
Mhm.
it's soccer. Like the country should be called soccer instead of Argentina. Like
Yeah.
it's like crazy. Yeah, like as a every young kid, I start playing soccer in the streets, and like my dad then like I started playing. Then I went to I was born in Buenos Aires, so then a team. So in Buenos Aires is something that you play kind of futsal like growing up. So you get like technique and like you play like small size and all that. So yeah, it's like the kind of like the Boca Academy for futsal that is called Club Parque. Like found me and like they took me there when I was good. Now I'm not that good anymore, but I used to be good. Yeah, so they took me there. I played there for 2 or 3 years, and then after that you transition to like an 11-11 field, and so I started playing for the Boca Juniors Academy, and I played for the Boca Juniors Academy for like 5 years, and it was crazy. Like I mean, the day that like they told me that I was gonna go because of course like there are so many kids train and like there's like
Right.
thousands of kids like in Argentina, South America, even around the world, Asian people, African people that go to try there, and that day was like amazing. Like because my family like they're all Boca Juniors fan. Like my grandfather was a Boca Junior fan, my dad is a Boca Junior fan, my two brothers Boca Junior, uncles, cousin, everyone. Uh, yeah, so it was crazy, like having like a kid that was playing the academy, you know, like, and yeah. Then I started playing for the academy. Then my family, for some reasons, they decided to move to another state in the north that is called Tucumán. So I moved there. I played 1 year for like a local team there, and then I was young, so I didn't really have the chance to stay in Buenos Aires playing for Boca. That's why like they, I could have stayed with my grandpa, which was one of the options. Now I kind of regret it, but like in the moment, I thought it was the right choice to go with my parents.
Yeah.
Even though they gave me like the opportunity, like to do what I wanted to do, like they were always very open minded in that sense, and gave me like gave me the keys to open any door that I wanted, you know. And I always, I have a big gratitude for my parents for that. Then after a year, I went to play to Rosario Central. I went in a trial there, and I went to play to Rosario Central. That is like the Rosario where Messi is from. That is in Santa Fe. I played there for like 1 year. I live in the residency for players. I was very far from my parents. Yeah, it was a really cool experience. I was like 15 years old, and I learned a lot, like in a lot of ways. You know, like you're yourself, like how to live by yourself, like how to like
Hmm.
time, money, uh, had to just live by yourself, you know, like and in a really young ages, like helps you a lot, like for the rest of your life. I feel like,
Yep.
of course, there are like happy moments, sad moment that you feel lonely, sad moment that you just want to say, you know what, whatever. Like I would just like give up, but that those are like the little moments that make you stronger. Like those are the little moments that I see now and working and like even like still playing that like like gives me that like extra, like, and I feel that that advantage that I have towards other people, so like I appreciate like doing that like in the past. Then then I went back to Tucumán because the local team became, I mean, it was pro in the moment, but they start competing in the national league. So I went back there and I started playing there until I went to like all the years until I went to the first team. It's called Atlético Tucumán, and I trained with the first team a couple of times, and yeah, like I was like sign or sign like the first contract, sign or sign the first contract, and then like my after I finished high school, the truth like after I finished high school, my mom told me like you have 1 year that you can gap year, do whatever you want, train as much as you want, do all like the possible things to become a pro. If you don't, then next year you will start college. So after I did that gap year, then the next year I started college and it was impossible. Like I couldn't match those things. I was like I was this close to like leave soccer or just tell my mom to like you know what like I'm leaving the house because I'm gonna just play soccer. So it was like either one or both. So yeah, so like I found this opportunity of going to the States and yeah and then soccer took me to the United States.
Yeah. And so what was that like? What was that experience like coming from? I mean, you'd already left home when you were younger to go live in residency with a team, and like you were basically a pro, you know. So, what was it like, um, coming to the U.S., leaving your country, and just being? I mean, you have the personality that I'm sure you were fine, but like, what was that like? To make that transition and try to adapt to a different game really
Yeah,
in the US.
yeah, no, I mean it's hard, but I also feel like the United States is so used to receiving internationals. The schools like in South are like so used to receiving internationals that like they do such a great job like to make them feel like they are with them. You know, like of course the company makes a good job in that, but like it's also the
Mhm.
university that is part like providing them anything that they need. You know, so
Right.
yeah, I mean, of course sometimes you feel lonely. Of course sometimes you need anything, but you know, like university is always like with you. You know, and giving you like your hand and like tell you this is like the way. You know, so. Um, the hardest part was like the first semester, the English probably like I didn't have really good English, so the communication was hard, like the understanding was hard, like you know, like with the, I mean, coaches or something, they want to tell you something, someone has to translate you so that you actually get it. So like that part of like it was like the hardest in the beginning, but like after the first semester, I was totally fine. Like it was just
Yeah.
you know the first semester of adapting myself to a new place, to a new environment, to new people, to a new language, to a new culture, and you know like inside the United States, you also have like different cultures as well, like according like north, south, like west, uh,
Yeah.
east, like you know, like so it's like adapting yourself also like where you're going to, and but I love the experience, man. Like that's the reason of why I do this work. I mean, I'm working for this organization is because I love the experience. I enjoy it so much, and I try to tell the kids like to do it because when I was in Argentina, like it was like it's really like hard in terms for like your mind to like imagine yourself there. Like it sounds like it's impossible, and then like it's not that hard. Like to be honest, like the process is not that hard. I mean, pretty much the company does everything, and it's not that crazy. You know, like to go there. You know, so like part of my job is to motivate the kids to tell them do it. Believe me, it's a good experience, and you're gonna love it. And yeah, like 100% of the kids that go with us they graduate. 100% of the kids that they go with us receive scholarships. 100% of the kids happy life during college and after college. Like we are happy for that. We are happy that we do a great job, and we're happy that they can live. A lot of kids work for the company as well, like doing the same thing that I do. Like just tell their experience. They share what they did, like what they had. So like yeah, like it's hard in the beginning, but like it's like everything, you know, like after you get used to like a new place, you don't want to leave, you know. Like in the moment I was like
Yeah.
I left the country, then like I signed my professional contract in Spain, so I left. But it was a really nice place. I adjust myself to the culture very well. I adjust myself to American people, international in general, sure, from all over the world. But I adjust myself very well. But not just myself. Like every kid that goes there, they adjust very well to the United States.
So did you study English before you left Argentina?
Barely. I mean, I did like study, but like you know how it is when you're like in I mean, before high school, during high school, like
Yeah.
you know, imagine myself. I was like like very problematic, like in school. Like, I would never study. I was like, so yeah. I mean, did I
You got
study?
in trouble for talking, didn't you?
What?
You got in trouble for talking, didn't you? When the
I mean,
teacher.
talking, responding, like yeah, all of fightings, like all anything that you can imagine. but but yeah,
Yeah.
no. Uh, I mean, technically, I took classes, and yes, but like, did I learn English? No.
So how did you pick it up so quickly? I mean, I don't know how quickly you picked it up, but you speak it very well now. I mean, what was that like for you? Obviously you kind of had to do it to get by. So
Yeah, I mean, when I got there, I was a little bit like the first thing when you learn a new language and like it's like I mean, it really depends on personality, like the first personality, but like the first thing you want to do mistakes, you want to like speak like very fast or like you're scared of like making mistakes, because you would think the other person would think you're like sorry for the word, but like dumb or like sorry, or you're like you know. I don't want to look like that, So you want to embarrass yourself or put yourself in that situation. But uh, after that first semester, I was like, you know what, like these people, like I mean, it would be the same thing if I see someone trying Spanish and speaking. I would feel so proud for that person for trying to learn a new language. I would never think that a person is, I don't know, whatever for
even
like.
if they say almuerza instead of almuerzo.
Yeah, no, I just it made me laugh, but like, I mean, I love people that try like to like learn a new
Yeah.
language and like go
Yeah.
abroad, like make a new experience. Like I have so much respect for those people. So
Yeah.
yeah, I said like after my first semester, I said, you know what, like if someone wants to laugh at how I speak, they can laugh all they want. So and after I
Mhm.
lost that fear, I started learning much more. I started practicing more. I started hanging out more and like with people. I feel the best way to practice, to be honest, is like by just speaking and like being around with people. Like that's I feel is the easiest way.
Yeah.
So after like the moment that I actually like learned the most was with my first American girlfriend that I had. So because I spoke a lot of English all the time, texting, speaking,
Mhm.
like going for dinners, like stuff like that. The first times were like hard, but then after like eventually like uh, I like eventually like, I learned it. But and then yeah, after that I keep making mistakes, of course, but I try to learn a little bit every day, new words, new way to say stuff, and yeah, I lost that fear of making mistakes, and that helped me too for like next languages that I learn as well. Like
Mhm.
that helped me too.
Yeah. So you live in Italy now. Are you learning? You're learning Italian, I'm assuming.
I learned Italian. Yeah, Italian was easier because the Italian is similar to Spanish. So it was easier. But I living there in the United States, since I live with some Brazilians and I am sure team with some Brazilians, I learned Portuguese as well. So yeah, like like once you get there, like opens you so many doors and like so many. I mean
Yeah.
the way you share different culture with like so many people, like it's amazing. Like
Mhm.
that's for me the best part of like the experience. Of course you can go
Yeah.
pro, or you can have a degree, of course, like, but the contact that you're gonna have, the friends that you're gonna make, those things for me are like unvaluable, like in my opinion, because in the end,
Right.
it's like about connecting and making connections. So
Yeah.
that's how I see the world, like at least, and like as many connections that you have, like in different countries, makes you like like gives you more opportunities and opens you more doors.
Yeah. Um, there's something I was gonna. Oh, so your company, it doesn't just do South America, and you guys serve Europe and other parts of the world, correct?
Yeah.
Uh huh. So like, how does a student athlete connect with you guys? Just through the
So
website, or?
So yeah, so usually how they connect is through social media. CSS, CSA Becas Internacional is social media. CSA Becas, no? That's how it's a social media. That's usually how they connect. They uh, feel like I don't know how to say formulary is the word, like the
Oh,
application,
form. Yeah.
yeah, the form
Yeah.
that they they we have there in the caption of social media.
Mm-hmm.
And and then like now after so many years, of course we run marketing campaigns as well. And but after so many years also like we have like people that recommend us, like a friend that heard about us, or someone that traveled with us that say, hey, like I have this person that asked about the process, or so like most of the people that arrive to us is like through recommendations as well. uh, that means also makes us really happy, because I mean that we're really doing a really good job like for the people that we are sending. um and yeah, that's pretty much how we do. Then we analyze a little bit of the profiles, and we move forward if the profile is good, you know.
Cool. All right.
Hello.
I just yeah, I'm here. Can you see me? Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
I lost you for a sec.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was still recording, but I hit something under the desk, and it
No
who knows
worries.
what happened. My big feet. Um, I think we got everything on that. So, what am I missing? What haven't I asked you about what you guys do and all that good stuff?
No, I feel like you do a great job. You could work in the New York Times or something like that as a journalist. I make it.
Well,
Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
it was 'cause we redid it.
yeah, you did a great job. I feel like you asked me about
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, like for me, yeah, it's about that. It's about like making the kids happy, and like making their family happy, and like giving them opportunities. Mostly, like they want to leave their countries, and they like, uh, like they want to like look like pursue something else in their life, and going to college, I feel like it's a way to like giving you like a second opportunity in terms of, oh my god, sorry, giving you like a double opportunity in terms of
Mhm.
in doing like an academic career while you do a soccer career. So like the fact that you can do both disciplines at the same time and with the same level, because of course you're getting like a really high education and a really good like soccer. Of course, from coming from Argentina, like I didn't really know the soccer, the level, like the leagues, the divisions, like especially the level. That was the thing that concerned me the most. Like I didn't know, like like how good was gonna be. I thought like college in America was like playing with my friends, and and then yeah, like you go there and you find like the level is really high. You have people from all over the world that play in a really good academies. Like Alfredo, that is the person that connect us, like his friend for the Betis Academy, like that is in the United States. Giorgio is one of the guys that I met like this summer too. Like he played for the Atalanta. Then I had a friend that played with me that played for Real Madrid. I play against people that play for Bayern Munich. Like you found people like from all over the world, and with that play in really good academies, that play in a really high level, and that is making the league so competitive. And I feel like for the next years, if it's going this evolution, I feel like every year is going to be more and more competitive, and there are going to be better and better players playing in college. And yeah, and I feel it's a really good place to go there, develop, grow as a person and as a player, since of course like the school is bringing like is providing you everything, like the facilities are, I mean, coming from Europe, like I feel still the same, but coming from Argentina, like for us, like it's like crazy, like the facilities, and like crazy. And I feel like Europeans think the same way, that the American facilities are crazy too. But for Argentinians, like we have I mean, not even pro teams have the facilities. Like first division teams don't even have the facilities that I had, like at UVM, for example. Like
Really?
the gym, like the locker rooms, like stuff like that. Like not even first division teams. So yeah, the facilities are crazy. We like when I was at UVM, all the games were like through ESPN or yeah, other platforms. Then we were with filmings, analyzing the opponents, analyzing us, using stats, using Wisecout.
Mm.
Um,
Cool. You still there, Nacho? Okay, I got you. Okay. Yeah. Well, cool. Uh, that was great. I really appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. You did a great job. What's that? It did. It did. I know. I think I know what went wrong now that I'm looking at this. So I'm gonna hit stop, but don't hang up yet, okay? Or, no, so I'm gonna just hit stop and then um,